Not the fact that you know what? We're not going to mention it every single time we start the show.
What? Oh, the song. Yeah, it is at the point. You've got to run it through to the end of the season at this point.
Oh, I think it should just stay to the end of the
Just
season.
What even is that song?
It's a sex song.
It took us like 6 episodes to realize it. We were like,
amazing.
This is about sex. Cool.
Yeah, and other people have picked up on it. Anyway, welcome to the CJ Unedited podcast. I'm James.
Hi, I'm Chrissy. Big on the
Hello.
Kevin Fox here, guys.
Yes, barely.
I have
Kevin
like
Falk
no
almost did not
make it
right now because fucking brownouts are wonderful. But yeah.
You unfortunately did not get to finish one of these movies because of this brownout.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Well, it's that, and also me having to go into work earlier than expected because I was going to finish it this morning, and then they were like, "No."
Well, yeah. So I guess we'll just before we talk any further about our lives and how our weeks are going and been, what are we drinking tonight?
Nothing. Actually, hold on.
Nothing.
I have my Iron Hill orange creamsicle milkshake IPA that I had a couple weeks back. Figure we can pour one out for the queen.
You need to mail me those teas.
The Surfsides. I had some Surfsides over Labor Day weekend. Oh my god. I'm not gonna mail you alcohol. I don't know if you.
Yes, you can mail alcohol, and you better be mailing me some of that alcohol.
Just order them and ship them to you.
They won't ship them to me. Remember, we looked them up when we were in Philly. Kevin, what are you drinking?
So I'm having.
Let me guess. Hold on, wait. I was gonna say something from Panera, but it's fine.
Oh, actually, no. There's this new place that opened up within my food court. It's called Cheese Grill. I don't know if you've heard of it. Basically, what it is like, everything that they have is either made of mac and cheese or grilled cheese. It's really cool. It's very different. And they have this drink that's like a raspberry fruit punch. So I'm drinking that.
Ooh,
sounds good.
That's fun. Pepsi. Tonight's show brought to you by Pepsi.
Pepsi is very much
Pepsi. So. You're drinking Pepsi?
And a Coke.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
The representation. It's like the first.
We gotta get all those soda brands out.
I have to please everyone. Okay.
Yeah.
There's some Coke lovers that watch. There's some Pepsi lovers that watch.
James is eventually gonna institute his own little fountain drink, and it's just gonna have all these different soda brands. So he's like, if people like Mountain Dew, here's some Mountain Dew, here's some Sprite, here's some root beer.
Oh god, I love root beer.
Here's
you gotta have the seltzer mixed with water.
Yes.
Okay, I don't understand the people who drink tonic water by itself.
Ugh.
My dad used to be into that.
It does not sound good.
What's the point of it?
I don't know. He used to be into it, and then it
I understand gin and tonic. Gin and tonics are good.
Yeah.
How's y'all week's been, Chrissy? You are week number 2.
My second week of school. It sucks, but we're grooving. Shout out to my husband Rob. He just got a new job. Little pay increase. Got a little sugar daddy here. So he's currently cleaning the downstairs because the family's going to come over tomorrow to celebrate. I'm going to use the fine china that I've had in this home for the past 2.5 years to actually serve people food on. And this man went and bought a bunch of Omaha steaks with the money he doesn't have yet. So it's going to be fun.
Listen.
Labor Day weekend was really fun. I took Kahlua to the bar. That was cool.
Kevin, what this man can do with a steak.
Oh, yes.
I remember I had steaks when I was there. It was really good.
That does sound good.
Those steaks were delicious.
Kevin, what about you? How was your week been?
I mean, aside from this stupid fucking brownout, and it's hot as hell in my room because I had the bright idea to turn off my air conditioner last night because of the fact that I was cold. So now it's 100 degrees in here, and there's no lights aside from this little table lamp I have. It's been fine. It's been fine. It's been a fine week. Also, I do want to go ahead and congratulate the amazing Chrissy McNamara on winning the first season of Applause Survivor.
Oh yeah. I was like, this is old news for me.
I think I mentioned it like 1 or 2 shows ago, but this is my first time back with Kevin, the host of the game. He got to see everybody slaughter me in the final tribal, but I was prepared. I was ready.
Yeah, the honesty got you the win. Playing one of them, honestly, this is no joke whatsoever. Chrissy played one of the most truthful Survivor games I've ever fucking seen, and it was very impressive. I think that's what ultimately got her the win.
I was about how usually pretty honest, but I was pretty much completely honest.
Oh yeah, it was
from final 8 on our final from the time Alex left to the end. I was all right,
it was crazy.
I ain't lying to anyone else anymore. Let's see what happens.
Can we talk about the fact that Chrissy is still in Survivor Philadelphia?
Oh, yeah.
I thought her ass would have been out a long time ago.
You know what? It almost was. Going to exile saved my game. Oops, spoiler.
My week...
Well, better be at least 4 episodes in.
I'm going to tell you the finale's next week, and I'm still 5 episodes behind.
There's 2 more episodes. So...
finale's next week.
I thought it was going to be 9. It's actually going to be 10.
Is the finale next week, though?
Tuesday is episode 9, and then next Tuesday, the 20th.
Oh, that's right.
I need to watch. I'm such a bad friend. I just have not had the time.
Just get drunk one night and binge it. It's funny.
Honestly,
my week's been fine. Except I scared Chrissy just a little bit. No, Dad had his surgery. He's back home. We're good.
Yeah, you did scare
me. I told Chrissy, I said...
He was surgery's done. Go ahead.
I said, surgery's done. And she goes, yay, that's so good. And I said, yeah, but he's in the morgue.
I was like, that's fucked up. That's our number one viewer. Way to kill off our most faithful viewer of this podcast.
Did you see the Snapchat that I sent you?
What was that? I have some bad news or something.
It was an empty hospital bed.
It was after the morgue text, so I was like, all right. I don't respond on Snapchat. I just look stuff. Kevin sends me stuff too, people's faces.
Other than that,
sends me pictures too.
Most of the time, I send you snaps of Allie because those are my streams.
It's literally you and Allie. It's you and her or people with you guys.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm doing good. You're talking about how you're hot. I stayed here overnight on Tuesday, and it was 76 degrees, and I was like, "Geez," I was like, "It's hot up in here."
It got cool for a day, and then it came back.
But I'm here until next week, so it just so works out that September has 5 Thursdays, so the show next week is not going to happen because it's a 5th Thursday. So, yeah. Anyway. Are y'all ready for this unedited movie review? Excuse me.
No.
Let's jump into
a cursed one. We got the brownouts and we got hiccups. What's next?
We're about to talk about zombies. Yeah, good time.
Yeah. I guess we can start with Train to Busan if we want to do that.
Woo!
So let's first off, our movies that we were reviewing this week are Train to Busan and All That Jazz. All That Jazz is Kevin's pick, and Train to Busan is Sarah's pick. My boss Sarah, she picked that one. Yeah, let's take a look.
저기요, 이상한 사람이 하나 타고 있는 것 같은데.
팀장님, 여기 11호차 응급 환자 발생했습니다.
수가 없게 됐습니다.
Train to Busan.
Gong Yu is so hot.
Did you? Okay, so when I first saw him,
Squid Game.
that's what I thought he
The
was
Daxi
from.
guy who slapped the
Oh, was
shit out
he?
of the
Oh,
main
wow.
guy.
Yes, but it's not him.
Oh.
What?
Is it him?
I thought it was the same guy. No.
I'll look on Wikipedia.
Hold on.
It's
Gong
not.
Yu.
You look Gong Yu Squid Game.
No. Oh yeah.
Oh
Okay,
yeah, he was in Squid Game.
Yeah, he's in it.
I was like, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it's the same dude.
Yeah, he's the recruiter.
It
yeah,
took
you're
me a
right.
second because I was like, yo, the Dachi guy. And then
Yeah, he's in episodes 1 and 9. It says.
Dachi, yeah. He's the recruiter. Yeah, that would make sense because he was in episode 1 with the main guy. But I was like, oh my! I literally thought that he was in Squid Game. I was like, no, he can't be. But I guess he was. We can do. Oh, before we begin, no, I guess I should always put this up. If you haven't seen these movies yet, spoiler alert.
Including for me, because I didn't finish it.
Including for Kevin because he didn't finish Train to Busan. Thoughts, questions, comments, concerns. We will start with Kevin.
Okay, yeah. I mean, so like similar to last month's movie, I unfortunately did not get around to finishing this one. I am gonna finish it because I really like what I saw. I started it last night and like my plan was to finish it this morning. But then I get a text from my work that said, hey, you gotta come in early, and that's what I did. So then I was gonna watch it when I came back home. I was eating dinner and then fucking brownout happened. So yeah. Of what I saw, though, I really did like this a lot. Obviously the zombie apocalypse stuff is really well done. When they're on that train, you feel like you're there with them. The way it all happens, like so quickly, feels very realistic in that way. Like if this situation were to happen, I feel like this is very much how it would play out with like mass panic and things like that. People not making the best decisions because they're not really prepared for this sort of thing. And I think that they handle it very well in that way. But I think what also kept me invested in the movie is how much I cared about these characters, specifically the father and the daughter. You really are drawn to their relationship. He wants to connect with his daughter, but his daughter kind of resents him because of mistakes he's made in the past. He hasn't really been there for her. He's been very selfish. There's a line in the movie where she basically says like, this is why you and mom are gotta this is why mom left you and things like that. So you can see he's trying to be the best possible father that he can be, but his past mistakes are always getting in the way of that. And that's something that definitely did keep me invested. There's other characters here that I thought really worked well. And like I said, I think just the scope of this as well, it's really well handled. All the action sequences are really well done. I really dug it a lot. I think it's a very well done zombie apocalypse film. There's a lot out there, but I think this is definitely one of the stronger ones. So yeah, I wish I could say more, but I didn't finish the movie overall. I'm going to finish it after this podcast. Whenever this shit ends, and I'm able to watch it, I will do so. But unfortunately, I was not able to finish it. The only thing I will end on, because once again, I'm not giving this movie a rating because I didn't finish it. I don't think it's fair to give grades to movies that you didn't finish because the rest of the movie could suck and you won't know, or the rest of the movie could be great and you don't know. Who knows? So
well, you're about to find out. You're about to find out how it ends. So
well, the one thing I will caution everyone, and this is just me being, the pretentious movie reviewer that I am. If you are going to watch this movie, do not watch it on Peacock. I started watching it on there. It had the worst fucking dubbing I have ever heard in my life. I got like a minute in and this guy's like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, no, you
gotta do the subtitles.
Oh, I did it on Amazon Prime.
It was free on YouTube.
Wise choice. The dubbing was horrendously
bad.
bad.
It was free on all these platforms and you chose Peacock.
It was free on YouTube.
It was the one that came up first for me, like on my Apple TV. So I tried it on Peacock and it was the worst fucking dubbing I ever heard. Then watched an Amazon Prime and that's the way to watch it. So yeah. I will caution everyone right now.
I don't watch movies. If they're in a foreign language, I watch them in the foreign language and I just have the subtitles on. I watch television shows with subtitles.
I am very
subtitles.
much a firm believer of that. That's why I also don't like when foreign movies are remade for American audiences, because it's made for people who don't want to read subtitles. But that's a whole other conversation. Anyway, good movie from what I saw.
Chrissy.
So I love this movie. I remember, I guess it was like 3-4 months ago. I don't know what I was doing, but I was upstairs, came down, and Rob was watching like the last 20 minutes of it, like the sequence where the main character goes in to find the conductor on the train and the conductor's infected, like that part. And I was like so invested, but I was like, wait, like I want to watch this whole thing. So here we are. I guess it's technically like my second time, but I didn't see all of it the first time. Really loved Gong Yu, beautiful man. Nice to see him in the role of like a protagonist with that beautiful smile. I thought like not just because of the same actor, but there were some like parallels with Squid Game with his relationship with his daughter, like from the jump, him like giving her this like box present and it like not being what she wanted because she already had a Wii or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, I want my mom, like, you know, you ain't doing it for me. I want my mom. And then like by the end of the movie, when sorry, Kevin, like gets infected and has to die, like
I mean, I had a feeling that's where they'd eventually go with it. So.
I mean, you have to make the assumption like it comes full circle, and she, you know, she realizes like how much her dad did love her and the relationship that they did have, and things aren't perfect all the time, but a father's love is worth it all. There were some other like interesting characters, like the guy who had the pregnant wife and kind of like sacrificed himself for her. And he was kind of like a dick in the beginning and then really like came around and proved to be heroic. I don't know if there's anything about it I didn't like, other than it wasn't realistic for them to run that damn train in the first place through like a zombie apocalypse. But I guess.
See, I feel like that would happen though, because people are fucking idiots.
True. And the ending, like, I guess the message is that like childhood innocence is a pure thing and maybe like should be acknowledged more often, because the idea of like the little girl singing is what saved their lives in the end. Yeah. So
it came full circle with that. He missed
because she started the movie like singing that, right? Or, like, towards the beginning.
Yep, and then she stopped because he wasn't there.
And she was like wise as shit beyond her years. Like before that train even took off and one zombie was like outside, she was like right from the jump. She was like, "Yo, something's up." So that was cool.
I
love this movie.
Okay, so I like this movie. I liked it. I watched it with my dad. He is across the room, and he can tell you the same thing. He didn't like it. He hated it. He compares it to The Walking Dead. Once you see one episode of The Walking Dead, you already see the rest of the series. You don't need to see anymore.
Yeah, I never seen that show.
Yeah, neither have I.
But he's a creature from the Black Lagoon guy. So.
But he is creature from the Black Lagoon guy. I'm gonna try to get him to watch it.
It depends on what seasons of The Walking Dead he's talking about, because I agree with some, but like, you know.
He says, "You see one dead, you see them all dead."
Interesting.
So okay, from the get-go, I like the movie. From the get-go, when the deer cranked his head back up after the guy ran it over, I was like, "Oh nah, this ain't gonna be good." Because if a deer comes back to life, something's not gonna happen. I thought, and I will say plot twist, I thought the girl was going to die. I thought the little girl was going to die because the dad is trying to save her so many times that I was like, his luck's going to run out and she's going to die. So that was my thing. And then when he didn't die, when he died and she didn't, I went, oh, well, okay. No, there was a lot of things that I said, I'm glad I wasn't on that train. I liked it. There was a lot of stupid moments where, like, they put it in there because they had to fill time. But, like, okay, just because a station looks like it's empty and the town looks like it's gone, it doesn't mean anything. Like, don't get off the train. Why did they get off the train? Like, that was my question.
I don't know. Maybe that station, like they had to. Maybe it was like I don't know. You know how in New York we had to like transfer a bunch. Like maybe they had to. But I knew like as soon as he got off, I was like, well, he did.
Yeah.
I mean, the main character's
Yeah,
got that flat armor.
when did the train engineer die? I missed that.
He got like when he got off the train, he was like transferring to the other train, and then all the zombies that were like at that stop like got him. I was really bummed about that young couple though. I was kind of hoping at least one of them would make it through because
the boy and the girl from the high school.
Yeah, he should have bowed out when she was like, I don't know. He was so upset when she was like transitioning to be a zombie. He was like, "Just kill me." I was like, "Dude, you could have gotten out." But
even my dad said it, and then he noticed that the kid had a hard time beating up his friends that were zombies because he like respected them. But like, I'm sorry, like if either of you guys turn into zombies and we're all together, I mean, it's not gonna happen. But I'm gonna blow your brains out. I'm gonna double tap you. So, overall though, it was a good movie. Yeah, that's my thoughts. Chrissy, you want to give it a rating? Because I know Kevin's not.
I like it a lot. It's not like my favorites. I'm like, let's go like B plus. A minus B plus. A minus B plus.
I was gonna give it a B because it's just like, in my opinion, it's just like every other zombie movie. This time it's just set in Korea and on a train. Like I said, though, overall I liked it. The ending though, I was shocked. I honestly thought the girl was gonna die. Not even gonna lie.
I thought it was like, I thought it was gonna be something like that, or maybe like they would shoot and like the pregnant woman would die and the girl would remain somehow, but she was like her innocence saved her. And then I'm kind of wondering, like, what happens now?
Zombies don't zing. Zombies don't sing.
Right.
So when they started hearing singing, they realized that it was an actual person.
They just go like, like. Sorry, I had my IPA. But no, I really enjoyed this movie. Kind of want to watch it again. Like,
well, Chrissy, if you loved the first one,
there's another one.
If you loved the first one, you should check out this one.
그걸 또 들어간다고?
What's this name?
You get the truck, come back with the money.
That's $2.5 million per head. If you come back alive.
살고 싶은 파요. 아저씨는 들키자가 처음인가 보네.
조심하다! 금방 뽑지? 보자! 야, 61번 빨리 안 나가! 야! 61번!
내가 지금 움직이자. 내가 또 나서야 되나?
What the hell? Peninsula?
I have heard really bad things about that one.
I
haven't
have
seen it,
also read some very bad things about
I think I stick with Train to Busan.
but yeah, I've heard it's like a very
It's
it's like one of those sequels like just doesn't understand like the original at all.
Well, it's a standalone. It's a standalone sequel. It just happens to have the Train to Busan.
Oh, one of those.
Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Also, going back, the Train to Busan. The title makes me think, and then he's rushing with the daughter. I thought they were rushing to get to the Train to Busan, not that they were on the Train to Busan.
Oh no, they were on a damn train.
They were on that train.
We were very much on the train.
But yeah, so our second movie selection is All That Jazz. Take a look.
Tori, stop smiling. It's not the high school play. Count.
5, 6, 7, 8.
All that work. Stand on your right foot. Point your left toe. Drop that shoulder. All that pain. Too hard, is it? Oh boy, do I hate show business. All that couple glitter. Of jokes is what I need.
Joe, you love show business.
That's right, I love show business. All that love. I'll go either way. It's showtime, folks. All that jazz.
Bye bye life.
Oh,
Bye bye happiness. Think you're gonna die.
amazing.
Kevin, it's your movie. We'll let you start.
Oh, this is Kevin's movie? Let's go.
Listen, where do I even start with this film? I remember I watched it in like 2015. It was actually the first Criterion I ever purchased in the Criterion collection. And I wanted to start like collecting them and things like that. And so I watched it. And when I say I think this film is like a life-changing movie, I fucking mean it. I think this is a movie where it's just one of those films you have to watch at least once in your life. I've always said this before. The thing that I really do love about this movie, amongst all like the musical stuff and things like that, because obviously anything like that gets me excited. What I really love about this movie is the story that it tries to tell. You know, we're really dealing with this cautionary tale of sorts where we're focusing on this guy who has been so fixated on his passion that everything else came second. And he is now at a point in his life where he's going to die. He knows he's going to die. And he's very much reflecting on the fact that, yeah, there's a lot that I messed up. There's a lot that I could have done better. And I think you can take his passion for being a choreographer with pretty much anything you're passionate about. If there's anything that you really want to do in life, what this movie is trying to say is you can still do those things, but also support those people who are with you throughout it all. And that is something that Joe just didn't do. He didn't treat his daughter right. He didn't treat his ex-wife right. He didn't treat his lover right. There are a lot of people that he has wronged. And as the film goes on, you start to realize more how much guilt he really does feel. And I think the movie does a really good job with getting you to sympathize with him, but also not trying to get you to necessarily, justify the things that he did. Like, yes, he did these things and he feels like shit about them, but he still did them. And now he has to suffer the consequences. I think one of the most effective scenes in the movie is that one dream sequence he has where he gets to see like everybody and he gets like one little like final goodbye with them. And then they're like pulled away. And it's a really metaphorical way of showing like, this was kind of what his life was like. He would see his daughter, he would see his ex-wife every so often because he would be so fixated on choreographing a show. He would be so fixated on, constantly trying to perfect the work that he's done. And I think this movie just does such an amazing job with that. Roy Scheider's performance also is just one of the best ever. His performance in this movie is so effortless. You buy how cold he's become, you buy how narcissistic he's become, but then you buy how regretful he's become. There is so much that he has to pour into this movie, and he does such an amazing job with it. The cinematography is just off the charts in this movie. I know, Chrissy, you're going to bring this up, but I know a word you describe this movie as is like trippy. And I think trippy is a good way to describe it, but I would describe it as very dreamlike. I would describe it as something that's very otherworldly in that way. And I think the way they were able to construct it within the 70s and how amazing it all still looks is just really well done. And then, all these musical performances, I would say this movie is still a musical. It's just a very different kind of one because the musical numbers are kind of the way that Joe sees the world because he's so focused on being a choreographer. Everything to him is like a musical number in that way. What else can I say? I think the meanings this movie has about, death, but also about, savoring your life and things like that. All those are just so meaningful in that way. But what really got me to recognize that this ended up being my favorite movie of all time is the ending. The ending is by far, I think, the greatest ending ever constructed to film. It is one of the most satisfying endings, I think, of all time. The way that he gets to be on this like show and it's like this variety show, everything's really happy, but then you also have him, you have that moment where you see him on the operating table basically dead, and you realize like this was actually like the goodbye for him. This was him finally, just coming to closure with everything and recognizing that he is going to die. He's never going to be able to have these moments. And so it's so sad. At first you're really satisfied, but it also is very saddening in that way. And so I just think there's so much they're able to do within that ending, the way that he is saying goodbye to like his daughter and everything like that. It's just, it's amazing. I love the one line that he says to them. And the only other thing that
The mic's off right now. To turn it back on, press the button that controls the microphone.
I don't know what that was. I legitimately don't know what the fuck that was.
It's okay. It's like
we need to clip that for the Instagram. That's up there with Purple Alien. That was good.
That was. I love it. We have. Okay, sorry, not to interrupt, but at work, my boss's phone, I'll be like saying something like butter croissant, and it'll go like, I didn't understand what you were trying to ask. And I said, we always both look at it and go, shut the up. Like we always just yell at the phone. Like, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right. Anyway, I completely lost my train of thought with that. The only other thing I will say is one of the other scenes that like really sticks out to me in this movie that I always go back to is when him and his daughter and his girlfriend are trying to cheer him up, and they sing this song called Everything Old Is New Again. The reason I think the scene is so significant is it's the only like lighthearted scene in the entire movie. And I always viewed that scene as like, this is the only time he was ever truly happy. This is the only time he ever was able to get that genuine love from his daughter. This is the only time he was able to enjoy that time he was able to spend with them. And that is why that scene is portrayed in the way that it is. So that's something that that alone, I think really just shows how special of a movie that this really is. It really is just a once in a lifetime kind of movie. I could go on and on about it. But
this your favorite movie ever?
Oh yeah, it's my favorite. It really is my favorite movie of all time. It very much is my favorite movie of all time. I think just the messages that it has and things like that just really resonate deeply with me. And I mean, the whole story, for Bob Fosse, him having to make this movie, knowing how eeringly similar it was, like scaringly so, to what ended up happening to him in his life. Spoilers, in his real life he passed away a couple years after this movie was made.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to think about how this was almost an autobiographical movie in that sense,
but not before giving
Did
us one of
he
the
know
greatest
that
music
he
we
was
could
like
get.
ill? Like I don't know that much.
Oh
about
yeah,
like,
oh
real
yeah,
life.
he did.
Okay.
He definitely did.
Even though this movie is directed by him, there's actually 2 directors, and one of them said that he did not want the credit. He wanted Bob Fosse to have the credit, but there were 2 directors because Bob Fosse was ill.
Yeah, very much so. It was very much Bob Fosse's idea. But yeah, no, it's just one of those movies that really just resonates deeply with me. I always recommend it to people. I generally think it's one of the movies you have to see at least once in your life. And yeah, I'm going to stop talking about it because we know how much I love the movie, but I want to see what these 2 think. So go ahead, next person.
Do you want me to go?
Sure, go ahead.
Are you good?
Wait, okay, yeah. First, before you go, Chrissy, who did Jessica Lange play?
Oh, she was the angel.
The angel.
Okay, that was her.
Like Angelique.
Yeah.
Angelique.
I kept looking. I was like, "Is that Jessica Lange? That can't be Jessica Lange."
Yeah, she really was that young at the time.
Dang. All right. It could be that I've had like an IPA, but like, hear me out here. Do you guys watch The Sopranos, or have you seen The Sopranos?
Oh yeah.
Because Kevin, like, you're kind of near like the area.
I've seen enough of it to understand the reference. I haven't finished the show, but I've seen enough.
Do you know where I'm going here?
No, I think so. Yeah.
Like Tony Soprano and Gideon, like the parallels between these 2 characters are really interesting. So it's like, okay, so Tony has like the whole like mob thing, and that's like he pours all of himself into that, but he does like low-key love his family, but he always like puts them on the back burner for the mob life. I feel like Gideon was similar in that he put them on the back burner for his passion, for his career, and also for his, his negative habits. Like he's chain smoking, he's taking drugs, he's sleeping with all these different women. And he like loves his daughter, but he's just like, there's like this disconnect. And then when he's like the first time when he's like getting the open heart surgery, it reminded me of like his daughters, like coming up in the dreams or whatever. That's when I was saying it was trippy. And it was like calling him back to life, kind of like when Tony almost died the first time and he heard Meadows' voice and he was like, shit, like, let me wake up and keep living.
This is a lot of spoilers because I have yet to see The Sopranos, and so wow.
I'm sorry, it's a lot. That's a minor. There's so much.
Hey, you know what? We've already branded it as a spoiler alert. So
spoiler alert.
We just didn't know what we were going to be spoiling.
Yeah, I thought like a lot of the imagery was, maybe it was just because it was like from the 70s, but it was really trippy. I was like, man, I wish I had a gummy. Like it was good, but I was like, it would be even better. Like they're trying to like, when he's like on the table and he's like being operated on, either he's gonna live or die, they're literally like juxtaposing it with like everybody's like back in the, I guess whatever, like the dance recreation hall area, like deciding what they're gonna do. Are they gonna like just replace him as the director? Or are they gonna keep going or figure something else out? That was really crazy, and he's like on teetering between life and death. I thought that was really interesting. I felt like it was I think the thing I liked most about this movie was, and maybe it's just because I'm an emotional person, but I felt so many different emotions within like the span of 10 minutes. Like I was like sad, and then I was like cracking the fuck up, and then I was annoyed with him, and then I was like laughing. Like it was a wild ride. I think I need to see it again, like just to see what I see different. You know what I mean? I definitely liked it. I think there were some things I missed because I was like back and forth doing some things, but overall, like really, really good movie. Like very influential, like very good commentary on how to balance like what happens when you don't balance your personal life with like your life outside your family. And yeah, I thought it was good. And another thing I thought was funny, I don't know if this is wrong, but like, okay, he goes to like the doctor and the doctor is like coughing a lung up. Was that like supposed to be ironic or? Do you
I
know?
don't know.
That was one part I was cracking up at. I was like, what is going on with this doctor? Like, does he have lung cancer? Is this an ironic thing? Yeah, so the dream sequences were interesting. The little angel was interesting. The girl that in the beginning, he was like, I'm going to hire this girl as a dancer, not just because she's good, because she's like really hot and I want to like talk to her. And then he like makes her good, but he's kind of like, he's like Kate Hudson's character on Glee. I guess that's what all that jazz episode was about. So now that I've seen it. So yeah, overall I did enjoy this. I thought it was like, it was kind of like you said, like it's one of those movies you just got to see at least once so you know like the message.
I think. Oh, sorry. Are you done?
Yeah, I think I am.
So, being a theater person and knowing who Bob Fosse.
Yeah, Bob Fosse.
No, I said Fosse, but it's fine. Knowing who Bob Fosse is, having been a part of a production of Chicago, and getting to do the costumes and the lighting and helping out with it, seeing this movie, which is supposed to be the creation of Chicago as well as Lenny, it really puts everything in a focus of what he was going through and what he was going through while he was designing Chicago, because Chicago is a wild ride. If you've ever seen Chicago, it's a wild ride itself. And so to be able to see the creative process behind it, even though the show was called NYLA in the musical, it just put a lot of focus onto the behind the scenes of what an actual like director and creator and choreographer goes through, because we have a lot of Bob Fosse like dance routines and Bob Fosse movies, and to see his life actually in a movie was kind of cool. I will say the opening number, amazing.
Oh yeah.
I went down a rabbit hole because when I started seeing it, I saw the proscenium arch and I went, oh my God. And I looked at my dad and I said, do you know that anyone under the age of 37 has never seen the Majestic Theater's proscenium arch? Real proscenium arch, because the Phantom of the Opera has been in there for 38 years.
I'm 37 and I don't know what this is. What are you talking about?
The Phantom of the Opera has been in the Majestic Theater for 38 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Then no one has seen the proscenium arch. And then when they were walking out of the theater, I went, oh my God, that's the Palace Theater. I knew exactly what theater they were filming in. But the movie was really good. I mean, the dream sequences were trippy. The part that tripped me up the most was when he got out of bed and started like scavenging, like going through the basement.
Yes.
And he was like bleeding and dying. And I was like, what is going on? Because that was happening. There was something else going on. My brain was like,
wasn't there like a woman who was dying and he went in and he was like,
yes,
this is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. That was interesting.
Like my brain was like, I don't understand what's happening right now. I will say, my dad went to bed. I finished watching it. And when I saw him the next morning, because my dad saw this movie back when it first came out, I literally went, that ending is the most abrupt ending.
Yes.
And it's just like, now that you say it, it's just like The Sopranos. It is a abrupt ending. And because it's singing beautiful, the bye beautiful, whatever, and then zip of the body bag. And that was it.
It caught me off guard. Like I had the little like, because I found like an archive of it and I knew there was like just a few minutes left, but the way it ended, I was like, whoa. Okay, so it's
like,
that.
If you're comparing it to Sopranos, it's just like how The Sopranos ended.
True.
When they're in the diner and all of a sudden you hear the bell ding and then it goes black. And that's kind of like it was. Now, see, I love how I say I haven't seen The Sopranos, but
I feel like everyone knows the ending.
I know that ending because it confused so many people at home because they thought they lost power. But well, it is because they're screaming black. They all thought they lost power. But that ending to me is one of the best endings in any movie that I've seen, because it's so just, you're in this like this dream fantasy and this like this fantastic place, and then he's dead.
Yeah, I forgot to mention as well. I just read this comment on YouTube, and I very much agree with it. So you know how like the clapping at the end and like him going up, people say the clapping are the doctors trying to revive him, and him going up is him basically just like descending, like he's finally like
Oh wow.
that's him. That's him just like finally accepting his death.
I did not think of that.
Yeah, that's
Because the
deep.
whole movie's the 7 stages of grief, and
Yeah.
like
Oh
the
yeah,
ending
he like
is gonna be,
denying
like-
it at first, and then he
Yeah.
Huh. So if we had to rate this movie, obviously Kevin's gonna give it an A+.
Yeah.
We don't have to go to him. Watch him be like, it's an F. It's my favorite movie, but it's an F.
No, it ain't
That would make
Shawshank,
sense.
but it's an A. It's an A.
Yeah.
Like I would.
I have to give it an A.
I would send this movie to honors if it were my student. It like Shawshank might get to AP, but this movie's going to honors.
So,
like it don't need to even stay.
A couple of things about this movie. This film would be the last musical nominated for the Academy Award for Best Picture until Disney's Beauty and the Beast was nominated in 1992.
What?
And it was the last live-action musical to be compete in the category until Baz Luhrmann's Moulin Rouge was nominated in 2002, 22 years later.
Never thought I'd say thank God for Baz Luhrmann, but I am.
In 2001, this film was listed as one of the films under the National Film Preservation Board. It was AFI's greatest movie musicals, coming in at number 14 on its AFI's 100 Years, 100 Movie Quotes. It was nominated for It's Showtime. And in 2012, the Motion Picture Editors Guild listed the film as the 4th best edited film of all time. And in 2001, All That Jazz was deemed culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant by the United States Library of Congress and was selected for preservation in the National Film Registry.
As it should. Shit.
Very much so.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Now that we've come, and I give it an A, so altogether it's an A. Now that we've come to the end of this month's review, we've already done it multiple times. We've showcased it. We're going to showcase it one more again. Next month is going to be Hocus Pocus and Hocus Pocus 2 because they're back, witches.
So my friends are having Hocus Pocus night on October 1st. We're all going over and like she's making a cauldron of some kind of drink and we're watching both of them back to back. I can't wait.
Apparently, the second one will show the backstory of the Sanderson sisters and when they were younger.
Interesting.
I think what I love about this is they've really come to, before we even go into them, like, to even do that. I love how they brought technology they brought the movie to the 21st century with technology. Because if you go on to Disney Plus and look up the movie poster, Bette Midler is still on a broomstick. Sarah Jessica Parker is on a Swiffer wet jet because if you remember in the first one, she was on a mop. And then Catherine and Jimmy's character is on Roombas because in the first one, she was in a vacuum.
She's on a Roomba?
She's on Roombas.
Like in the
I'm
sky?
looking for this poster. Where is this?
Go to Disney. If you go to Disney Plus and you type in Hocus Pocus 2, it should be the picture that pops up.
Okay, because the poster I'm looking at is not. Okay, I see it now. Yeah, that's funny.
Wait, images. Oh my god. Oh, okay, I see it. She's on the Roombas. Her feet are on it.
And
That's pretty funny.
I think something that
I
I
hope
also realized
I really
was
do.
in the trailer, they screwed up. If you look at the trailer and you look at the first movie, Sarah Jessica Parker's mole is on the wrong side.
Oh,
But in the movie that they've shown stills from, it's on the right side this time. But I was like, ooh, there's an editing there. Anyway,
I'm curious how they're gonna do this.
yeah, I'm hopeful for it. I feel like they're very passionate about it. I just we'll see.
It's been a long time.
But see, sometimes the movies that take forever to have a sequel are usually the best.
Sometimes.
Like Finding Nemo took forever for Finding Dory, and I loved Finding Dory.
I do not, but that's cool.
Okay. Top Gun Maverick took forever.
That's a great one. That's a great one.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All I'm confused about is how the sisters come back. because a
Yeah.
virgin is supposed to light the blue flame candle. So
Yeah, and this one's like I do like that this one's like a bunch of friends versus like a sister and a brother and the girl he's trying to get with.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens, and you'll find out all of our reviews on October. I don't know what date that said. October 13th. Oh, hey, look at that! It's the 13th. It's not Friday the 13th.
Hey, is it Friday?
No, it's Thursday. We always film on Thursdays.
Oh yeah, duh.
Oh, I can announce actually that day I will be in Canada because I'm visiting Allie for Canadian Thanksgiving, so I'll be on location.
Well, this has been the Unedited Movie Review. All right, guys. So I have an exciting announcement. Now, if you had been paying attention to our Instagram, you would have noticed we posted a photo that has our season through the 27th of October. But had you been paying attention, they said, plus we may have one more surprise up our sleeve. I can't fully say yet, but our finale night is going to be 2 hours long. And we have some very special guests coming. And I can tell you right now.
Are you gonna give me a name?
Hold on. I can tell you right now who one of our special guests are. Can you hear me?
Oh God. Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, this is a Survivor winner. Okay.
This is not a Survivor winner.
This is a
Chrissy-
Big Brother winner.
No. Chrissy,
Oh my God!
can
You finally got John from BB Can.
No. Hold on. Do you remember what my very first personal interest piece was when we did our very first show?
I
had TikToks.
Really?
I
What was your first
have
one?
been in contact
Was it
with a couple of people, and I'm going to play one of their TikToks right now. They will be joining us on the 3rd.
Oh, not
of November 3rd.
TikTokers. Not a high
Oh,
school.
Hate
no.
being asked. Let's go. The first question is why do we not look the same? We're not identical. Like, come on. Secondly, can't we read each other's minds? Yes, we were born with that ability. And finally, why don't we act the same? It's almost like we're different people. Like, come on.
I am excited to say that
Not these two. You got them on. Oh my
I'm so excited because they are going to be on our show on November 3rd. This is the McQuina twins.
Oh, they're over 18, right?
Sure.
God, not this image. They better be. Okay, that he was in I was like, I cannot if they're not. Okay, he's in a casino. He better be 18. Oh, is he at the? Wait, is he in Atlantic City there?
No, he's on a cruise ship.
Where are they from? Oh, damn. Okay, McKenna's. Go ahead.
So they're the McQuina twins. They will be on our show on November 3rd, plus some other special people that will be on our show as well. It's going to be a 2-hour episode. It is going to be a blast. But that's not all. We have a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. We have Alex Gardner, Jenny Teeter. Next month, we have our Crazy News Reports, our Hocus Pocus night. We have Tyler James from Survivor Philly. We have Brent.
Not Tyler James saying in his retrospective that he didn't vibe with me. He's gonna fucking vibe with me on this podcast. Let's just say that.
and then we have Brent Champagne all coming down the pipeline.
He's hot.
And it's funny that we said that we were going to do personal interest pieces this month, but we have yet to do a single personal interest piece.
This is cool. We got people. The people are our interest.
We are finally starting to gain friends.
We've always had friends. Now we have more friends.
Is there anything else anyone would like to say?
Did you want to play your thing to pour one out for the queen?
Oh, for those of you, I know we have some viewers who are from the UK. Our hearts go out to you tonight. I know that you're probably not watching this tonight, but
when you're bored and you watch this in like a year. her appointing a new prime minister literally 2 days before she died. Like
Excited to see that episode of The Crown.
there you go.
Actually, fun fact. Are you ready? I was reading today. So The Crown is actually in production right now.
I saw that.
But because London Bridge has fallen and Operation London Bridge is in effect, and all of United Kingdom is shut down, production for The Crown has also shut down.
Yep.
So it's a respect thing for her. So excited. It's sad to say, excited to see how they handle this.
I'm curious.
I mean, I feel like they probably have to like redo some things in the show now. So I'm interested to see how they implement it.
It's gonna be interesting.
When I eventually get to finally watching The Crown, because every season I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch, and then I never do.
That's on my list.
I was only excited because oh my god, Olivia
Colman.
Olivia Colman plays the Queen, and I was like, oh, I have to watch.
One of the best actresses working today.
Did you see her? Did you see her? Her nomination when she won for Best Actress in the what's it called? The Thread. The favorite, where she's like in there, and then she goes, "Oh, I only got 30 seconds left." Oh, anyway.
No, this is great.
Damn.
That is one of the greatest. That is one of the greatest wins because truly nobody expected it.
Hold on. Now that I said that, Chrissy would just not believe me. Hold on. This is.
I remember that.
I remember it too. It was she won Best Actress. She got it from Frances McDormand, who in herself is a queen. Oh, yeah. And so, okay. And then she was up against like Melissa McCarthy, and
oh shit,
she was up against a lot of people.
Lady Gaga.
Everyone
thought Glenn Close was gonna win.
She was up against a lot of people. Let me see if I can.
That was like me winning applause. There was all these iconic women in the end, and then I won.
Okay, here we go.
It was cute. Oh, we watching a whole video.
Jalitza Aparicio Rome.
She was also amazing.
She was amazing.
Glenn Close, the wife. Olivia Colman, the favorite.
Lady Gaga, A Star Is Born. Melissa McCarthy, Can You Ever Forgive Me?
It's movie review night. We might as well review a movie.
Oh, yeah.
And the Oscar goes to
Olivia Colman. This is the first Oscar and nomination for Olivia Colman.
She has like no idea what to do if you're seeing this.
She was
She's like, I don't know what to do.
She was thrown off. Holy shit.
Yeah, no, literally nobody was expecting it.
Gaga was like, what? I was supposed to get that.
Well, Lady Gaga also just won an award. So
at that point, I think Glenn Close was like the one that it was hers to lose.
Emma
Stone, yeah, her co-star.
It's genuinely quite stressful. This is hilarious. Got an Oscar. Okay. I have to thank lots of people. If, by the way, I forget anybody, I'm going to find you later. I'm going to give you all a massive snog, and I'm really sorry if I might forget now. But Yorgos, my best director in the best film, I'm with Emily and Rachel, the two loveliest women in the world to fall in love with and to go to work with every day. I mean, you can imagine it wasn't a hardship. And to be in this category with these extraordinary women. And Glenn Close, you've been my idol for so long, and this is not how I wanted it to be. And I think you're amazing. I love you very much. I love you all. Thank you. Lindy King, my agent, who took me on over 20 years ago. Thank you so much. And Olive and Hildy and Brynna, who made me do things that I said no to, but she was right. And my mum and my dad.
Because she wasn't ready.
Well, you know. And my kids are at home and watching. Look. Well, if you're not, then well done. But sort of hope you are. This is not going to happen again. And any little girl who's practicing their speech on the telly, you never know. And when I used to work as a cleaner, and I loved that job. I did spend quite a lot of my time imagining this. Oh, please wrap up. Right, okay. And thank you. And my husband Ed, my best friend.
I loved her in that. What won Best Picture that year?
That was your Green Book one.
Yes, which was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the movies on the list of movies that we can watch that was picked. So anyway, let's run through some things real quick so we can get off here and go about our night. And Kevin can enjoy the rest of his brownout.
Kevin's about to go to bed.
Hope it
Next week,
Kevin's mad about to roll and be like, "You need to help me with the generator. Let's go."
I wish I could say we have one, but we don't.
Next week, we do not have a show. So our next show will be in 2 weeks, and that will be with Alex Gardner, where we'll talk about Survivor Philly. And I'm hoping to see if we can get whoever. I'm going to see if we can get whoever the winner is on our show.
That would be iconic.
I think it'd be kind of fun. But if not, we'll get Alex Gardner. So that'll be next week.
So just so you guys know, the Survivor Cast International that covers the LRGs, they call him Dr. Cheesesteak because he's like,
oh my God.
They were calling him Mr. Cheesesteak because he was like the Philadelphia host. Then they found out he had a doctorate. This podcast is hilarious.
Alex Gardner has a doctorate?
Yeah, I guess.
How old is he?
Technically a doctor. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he don't have a doctorate. I don't know. I gotta look it up. I've been reading IPA. Alex Gardner is Dr. Cheesesteak, and he's an icon, and so is his boyfriend. Continue.
Let's run through our socials. Chrissy, would you want to drop yours?
Now I'm like investigating. My Instagram is at @CRosMac_4. Follow Kalua okay, you're putting it up at Kalua_Pup410. She has recently graduated intermediate doggy school.
Woohoo! Kevin, drop yours.
Yeah, Instagram KFalk359. I'm not on there very often, but if you want to follow me,
you know what? I'm changing this. What's your YouTube?
It's youtube.com/ I believe MyKevman123, but that's not the name of it obviously anymore.
What's the name of it?
It's just my name. It's just Kevin Falk.
All right, well, you're gonna look up Kevin Falk on YouTube. That's what it's gonna be. All right, look up YouTube Kevin Falk.
I'm DMing Alex Gardner to see if he's technically a doctor.
There, that's the link. Yeah, follow me on there. I'm subscribe to me on there. I'm trying to slowly catch up on everything. So you can hear. I actually did a review of All That Jazz way back in 2015. If you want to watch it, it's probably not very good because my reviews kind of sucked back then. But yeah.
That's because you were like, wait, okay, so
look what's scrolling.
It was literally like 16.
Yeah, you were a kid.
Yeah.
But
what is that? Is that the mattress shop?
No, that's his YouTube.
Oh, that's Kevin's YouTube?
He has what 10 million followers? 10,000.
Yeah, Kevin's YouTube is like a whole like when I was going on Kevin's YouTube talking about Survivor, I was like, all right, we need to make sure like I look good. Like shit.
If you guys want to follow me,
there's a comp for applause that's accidentally on there.
Shit. I probably lost. I did win 2 of them.
It's the Jeopardy one. It's the one that Noah won.
Okay.
If you want to follow me, if you want to follow the podcast, it's at CJ Unedited Podcast. And guys, remember to be young, be inspired.
Alex Gardner's technically a doctor. Go ahead. Sorry.
Is he really?
I got
And
the
what?
DM back. He has a
Dr.
PhD in
History.
chemistry, so I now am Dr. Gardner. Congratulations.
How old is he?
Like 28, 29-ish.
We're the same age? Oh, I thought he was younger. Guys,
Sorry to interrupt your ending.
I was trying to do our outro so we could go home. Not that we're already not home, but I can't.
Yeah, he's 28. Anyway.
Oh, remember to always be inspired, or be young, be inspired to drink, even if it's just water or soda or whatever, because stay hydrated before you dehydrate. And until next time, remember to live your life 100%
unedited.
Woo!
Bye, bestie.
You're falling